Prior to my arrival, Summers firefighters Greg Smith and Dawood Sabater, who live in a short distance from the scene, voluntarily responded to the scene. Once there, upon discovering that the lone occupant was trapped in the burning vehicle, immediately and without hesitation left a position of safety and began efforts to extricate the female occupant of the vehicle while wearing only their turnout coats. Smith also had donned his issued SCBA mask to try to protect his face. The face piece was later found to have melted due to the radiant heat. In these rapidly deteriorating and increasingly dangerous conditions, Smith and Sabater were joined by civilians Sean Costello and Craig Ludwig. As fire conditions rapidly increased, these men gained access to the vehicle by breaking a window. Once access was gained, it was found that the female occupant was belted in the car, and the buckle had distorted from the rapidly increasing heat. Using a seatbelt cutter, the men were able to partially extract the female occupant from the vehicle, but found that she was still entrapped by her feet. Undeterred, these individuals continued their efforts to free the female occupant in total disregard for their personal safety and in deteriorating conditions to the point of near exhaustion. It goes on to say, as the chief arrived, he noticed that the vehicle was totally involved in fire and burning fiercely. Noticed that the utility pole was sheared off at the base. He exited his vehicle, grabbed a couple of fire extinguishers, 2 10-pound fire extinguishers, and they did nothing. He heard someone yelling for him. He went over and began helping himself, or helping on his own. It was a steep and rocky terrain, and had to go through a stream to get to the car. As he reached the driver's side of the vehicle, he saw the 2 individuals from Summers with their coats on, and the 2 civilians trying to pull the lady out. Immediately went to the location, found the lady on her back. The conditions were still hot and still deteriorating. At that point, he was joined by Sergeant James Desso of the Stafford Police Department, who helped grab the female patient by her wrist and attempt to free her. The lady was still conscious and alert. With the aid of the Summers firefighters, we were able to free the patient, immediately began to move her away from the vehicle by what I would call a combat drag, as the tires of the vehicle began to explode from the heat. You could hear by the story how bad the conditions were, and these individuals went in anyway and worked to save another life. And there's no higher honor than that. At this point, I would like to ask Penny, you have some certificates to pass out? I'd like to ask you to do that.